Good evening, here is live news program today with Irina Jueva. The main news headlines. The Parliament of South Ossetia has fixed the date of presidential elections. The entire Orthodox world celebrates the Domitian fast. The only salvation from the dust is to water streets of the town. The date of presidential election in South Ossetia and candidates for the new Central Election Commission were discussed today at the Parliament session, reporting of Yana Plieva. The extraordinary session of the Parliament was dedicated to such important and topical issues as the date of presidential elections, the appointment of members of the Central Election Commission, and the ratification of the agreement between South Ossetia and the Russian Federation on pensions for law enforcement officers. The agreement was signed between the two sides on June 13 of this year, and today it was adopted by the Parliament of South Ossetia. We present you a bill on ratification of the agreement between South Ossetia and Russian Federation on the procedure of pension for law enforcement officers. Yesterday we discussed it at the Presidium and it was recommended to bring this issue to the session. This agreement requires the adoption of a package of laws that are already under consideration, and we also oblige the government to work out bills adjusting the administration of this agreement. The second issue considered at the Parliament session was the date of presidential elections in the Republic of South Ossetia. By unanimous decision of MPs, elections were scheduled for the second Sunday of November, that is November 13. In accordance with paragraph 10 of Article 65 of the Basic Law of South Ossetia to decree: first, elections of the President to appoint on November 13, 2011. Second, this decree to be published in the media. Third, this resolution to take effect from the date of its adoption. Presidential elections is the main event of the last 5 years, so we make today a fateful decision. Therefore, the deputies are think to vote properly. Parliament members presented today the candidates to the Central Election Commission. Party Unity has presented 3 candidates: Tamas Bistayev, Vitaly Joev and Mikhail Twaev. Communists presented Vladimir Digoyev and Haji Ustayev, and the People's Party offered 2 candidates, Taira Gagloeva and Kristina Avlokhova. All members presented to the Central Election Commission were approved by the Parliament. Yana Plieva, Ida Kocheva, Zarima Arsova, Newscast Today. Tskhinval residents were very anxious with the extremely dirty water that ran this morning from the taps. We asked the Director of State Unitary Enterprise Water Canals Ruslan Soskiev to explain the reasons of this situation. Last night, due to heavy rainfalls in the area of water intakes in Baratat and Zhomakh, the water supply system was filled with muddy water. We cut off the flow of water from these intakes, but by that time the muddy water reached the tanks and town distribution network. Today the water is again clean and water supply is partly restored. I ask all residents to empty their tanks to avoid unpleasant situations with the quality of water. Employees of the Improvement Department of the Administration of Tskhinval water the central streets of the town 3 times a day. We are instructed to water the streets. We have 3 new watering machines. Our employees start watering all the streets at 8:30 in the morning, then in the afternoon and in the evening. We take the spring water as our cars are used also for delivering drinking water to kindergartens of the town. Due to the fact that the roads are not repaired, we cannot use machines with special brushes as they can break on the bad surface of the roads. But one of these machines works on the central asphalted streets. This day the Orthodox world celebrates the Domitian fast. It begins at August 14 and ends at August 28. That is, people fast for 2 weeks in honor of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin, and that is end of her earthly life, when her soul transferred to the God to her Son Jesus Christ. Domitian fast is very strict and even equated with Lent, but according to Father Yakov, there may be some easing. On Sunday you can afford to eat a meal with sunflower oil, and in the days of Transfiguration that are celebrated on the 18th and 19th of August, you can eat fish. Domitian fast is always honored in Ossetia. The Ossetians always revere the Mother of God and everything associated with her holy name. It is very important not to celebrate weddings in the days of fasting, but unfortunately people sometimes still do it. If you are a Christian, I advise to come to priest and choose an appropriate day for a wedding, because you shouldn't allow yourself excess during fast. I congratulate everybody with these holy days, with the transformation that we celebrate today and tomorrow. Taking this opportunity, I would like to announce to all that Bishop of the Alanian Diocese Ambrosia will be here in the days of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin. You can come to this holy old man to confess and consult with spiritual father of our Alanian Diocese.